Hello, word nerds, and welcome to the dictionary. I am Spencer. This is episode F116, and there's not just me, it's not just Spencer today. We've got Johnny Lange here on the podcast. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing really well. How are you?
I am good, and I can hear them saying that they're really good too. Um,
Awesome.
what does Johnny do? What's like a day or a week in Johnny's life?
Oh man, getting up and deciding, hey, today I'm gonna do some creative work, and then we'll talk about an F word right away because that's our dictionary page. But instead of doing creative work, I end up playing Fortnite for an hour, and then I'll do creative work.
You got to ease into the creative work.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I'm up in the morning and I'm like, oh, you know what? Today's the day, and I just start working. And once you start working, that just flows. So that's the best kind of day. I've had a couple of those the last couple of weeks, but I have a deadline, so I need to stick to that.
Yeah. What's the deadline? What's that project?
So I am premiering my first feature film on April 1st at the Facet Cinema here in Chicago. Tickets already on sale. We're launching the trailer on well, the trailer should be up as we're
Yeah.
speaking now. So
Yeah, so this episode is airing on March 10th. So, I mean, is it possible that it will sell out before then? I guess for you, you hope
it
so.
very well could sell out before then, but I've got some special tickets stuck around for anybody who listens to this podcast and can tell me something about what we talked about. I'll have some tickets saved just for you, some free
Awesome.
tickets.
How can they contact you if they want to do that route?
Follow me on Instagram, Johnny Lang Films on Instagram. You can find me Johnny Lang Films at Gmail. You can find Split Personalities Movie on Instagram.
Is it split personality singular or plural?
Split Personalities Alternate Dimensions.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'll put all that stuff in the show notes. So, ooh, yeah, that's a special bonus. That's never happened on this show before. Somebody offering some free tickets. I love it.
Free
So,
tickets, yep.
yeah. So this is airing on March 10th, 2025. The show is April 1st, 2025. I think I might be able to go. I'm going to try to finagle that. It's the middle of the week, so it's a little hard going into the city, but I'm going to try to make it happen because I'm very curious to see what this new feature-length movie from you is like. I I expect it to be fun.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's fun for more
Awesome.
people than just me.
Oh, I think there's something to be said where if you think it's fun, if you like it, if you're entertained by it, then there's definitely going to be other people out there who feel the same way. So I
Exactly.
think you'll be good. You'll be good. Can you tell us a little bit about the fun art that's behind you? If the video
Some of
people are
this
watching,
stuff this is all pretty old. This is so back in like maybe 8 years ago, I went through a painting phase because
cool.
I always have to have something to do, right? So if I'm not writing or actively working on videos or films, I have to do something. So I went through a phase where I had an opportunity to show some work in an art gallery. So I just put together a bunch of paintings. We've got this is the ET is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I found this at a pawn shop back down in Bloomington Normal, uh, and it was on the wall like as not for sale. And I'm such a
Huh?
huge ET fan. And I'm seeing this velvet ET hand painted, and I'm like, I need this. So I begged the guy at the shop who was sort of locally famous because of his like really corny TV ads
Mm.
sell it to me. And I'm like, how much? Like, I'll pay anything for this. And he's like, I don't know, 25 bucks. I'm like, oh, really? That's it? So I
Yeah.
gave him
Right.
25
Sold.
bucks. Now it's mine.
That's cool.
So these were a lot of using projectors and like clear caulking, etc. And these are just like basically takes on magazine ads. So like we've got, oh man, I forget her name. That's actually Taylor Swift jumping in a puddle
Mm.
of clear caulk. We've got Emma Stone over here in the swimsuit.
Okay.
I think a fish is blowing water at her. And then I have Bjork in her swan dress, which I
Nice.
think was one of the coolest things ever. I feel like
Yeah.
recently Jaden Smith has gotten into some flack over his Grammys
With
house
the
hat, but
castle.
oddly enough, I did the same thing for my Halloween costume this year. And I think that's pretty cool. Jane did that, and lucky enough that he knows that artist Sylvester
Mm.
Mako, who made those hats, and he got an opportunity to wear those. So good for him for going out there and taking a chance on the red carpet.
Yeah, and copying your style.
And the only thing you should put in your mouth concerning a child of Will Smith.
Oh man, he's definitely got
Got
some
that.
fun
Sorry.
style. Yeah.
I didn't play that very well. So yeah, Bjork. But here, you know what? Since we're on video here, I'm just gonna.
Oh, he's got it handy.
I had it ready. I thought I'd break it out later, but it came up without thinking much about it. So
Is there like a creepy face in there I see?
that's Willem Dafoe.
Nice.
Can't really
Yeah.
get to it from behind, but yeah, it's Willem Dafoe kind of sticking his head out
Oh yeah, I can definitely tell
in the
now.
window there.
See, the audio people who listen to the show, they're missing out on a whole other level of stuff going on here. So, I definitely recommend people are watching the video.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, up to you if you want to wear that thing through the whole show, or just
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, can't be terribly comfortable.
Actually,
Are there?
go
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead. No, no, you.
No, my mother helped me make it for Halloween, so she made it very comfortable for me. She's sort of an
Oh,
expert
nice.
at cosplay, so
That's very cool. Wow. Um, any other sort of like fun, unique, creative projects you've got going on, or finished recently, or coming up next?
hmm. Well, coming up next is the movie Split Personality as Alternate Dimension. And once we've done the premiere for that, the next step is to just kind of put this movie out into the world. And
Yep.
it's not going to stream online. It's going to be available only through me. I'm going to make VHS copies, and that might be the only way
Yes.
you get to see it until I decide that I want people to see it in a different way. So,
Oh boy, you gotta break out your VHS machines if you still
yeah,
got them.
I think the kids. I think they've got them, or they can go find them.
Yeah, they're coming back. There
Yeah,
are people making videotapes for sure. Oh well,
absolutely.
that's definitely a unique thing. Um, well, I really love the fact that you are such a creative person. I mean, is this what you do every day? Creative stuff? Is that what you do all the time, or another way to make a few bucks?
Oh,
You know that whole like
no,
living thing.
the creative stuff does not make any money. Are you kidding? I wish. I mean,
I
we're
get
all
it.
in
I
that
get it.
same boat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I could talk about my day job, but I might be a conflict of interest.
Yeah, no worries. I think the majority of artists out there are definitely in the same boat where we've got a day job on the one hand and we do our creative projects on the side whenever we can, and hopefully those things will make some money. Even just a little bit money is something, but if they can end up paying the bills, that's always great. So yeah, I am for sure in the same boat. I don't make any money on my stuff yet. Someday. Living the art life, that's the goal.
That's right. That's right.
I guess we should say how we met. This was at the Cinema Femme VIP party very
That's right.
randomly, and
Yeah.
I recently just had on Rebecca Fagerholm and Matt Fagerholm,
Great.
and so it was the VIP party for their first shorts festival, I think, and. I'm trying to remember how did you come up to us and start talking, or I don't remember how it happened.
I really don't know. I went with my friend Brett,
Yep.
and he's closer to Matt than I am. But I mean, he was in this bigger sort of circle of David Lynch fans from the Lynch Festival than I was. I mean, I've been a David Lynch fan for a long time, but didn't know a lot of other David Lynch fans until 2022 ish.
Yeah.
So It was really great to meet so many cool people at that festival and make some really great connections at the Music Box there in 2022. And thank you for people like Daniel Knox and Music Box to make all that happen. And and it's happening again in April,
It
so that's
is.
pretty exciting. Um, no, I think yeah. So we met there. We probably were just chatting about the auction because Wendy Roby donated that cool screen used Twin Peaks High School T-shirt to the auction,
Yes.
and I think we were all like putting our names in for that.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder who ended up getting it. It wasn't us. Did you?
No, there was a woman there. I don't know who it was. But she paid like 250 for it, which seems like a pretty good deal for a screen used prop from that show.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm sure it was between that and other Lynch stuff. I think that's how, because I think you have some Lynch pins, and Sharon has like a big Lynch tattoo on her leg,
But
Twin Peaks tattoo. So I'm sure somehow we sort of found each other in that way. And after that, we became, as everybody does, social media, Facebook, online internet friends. And
that's
we
right.
randomly we randomly saw each other recently at that Michael Ian Black comedy show. That was very
Oh yeah, that
random.
was a lot of fun.
I'm just like looking through the audience and like, oh, do I know anybody? And boom, it's like I literally did a double take when I saw your face.
Yeah. No, that was the obscured view seat that I had. I had the same seat
Oh,
for John Mulaney last year at the same time, and I'm like looking around the pole there at the dim
yeah.
theater trying to catch a glimpse of Michael Ian Black, but a little bit better than the John Mulaney show. But
Uh,
no, that was a
yeah,
great show.
that was a lot of fun. Yeah, good to see you too. Um, I thought there was something else, but I can't remember. Oh, there is a Wendy Roby short film coming out. I don't know if you're aware,
Oh no,
but filmed in Chicago. I was able to luckily help out on the shoot, and I think later this year there will be a premiere of this short film, and she is essentially the lead actor in it.
great.
So keep an eye out for that.
How's she doing with those drape runners?
Oh, they're as silent as ever,
That's
obviously.
awesome. That's amazing. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad that she's doing well and living outside Chicago, apparently.
Yeah, she's still doing good. All right. Should we talk about some words? We have some really fun words in this
All right.
section, I think. The first word is flame cell. Two words. The second word is CELL. I have to call that out, of course. This one is a noun from 1888, and it is a hollow cell that has a tuft of vibratile cilia and is part of some lower invertebrate excretory systems. And examples of those lower invertebrates would be platyhelminant. Oh my God, this word. It
Oh,
goes on to the
Jesus.
second line.
Here it's a
Plat.
platypus.
Yeah, this is a platypus worm. That's all it is. It's a platyhelminthic worm. Wow, that was amazing. I am baffled by this one. What about you?
um, well, I'm just, it makes me think of the song "Tainted Love" by Soft Cell.
Ooh, yeah. Can you sing a little bit, or will we
Bum,
get
bum, bum,
docked?
bum, 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 bum. Ooh, tainted love, I got to get away.
It's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, it would be cool if they did a song called Flame Cell that was all about these hollow cells with cilia and are part of the excretory systems of worms. Wonderful. I'm very curious to know why it's called flame cell, though. Like flame, what's the flame part?
I think it's probably they're just taking what it looks like and making that the thing. It's
Yeah,
like
maybe.
layman's terms, I guess. It probably looks
For
like a
you
flame, right?
people, yeah, for you people who can't pronounce platyhelminthic worm, we're just gonna call it flame. I think that makes sense. Um, I think it now is time for a sound effect, and I understand that you might not be able to make a sound effect with your mouth today. Why's that?
Well, I could whistle, but I had some wisdom teeth removed last week. Very surreal experience sitting in a chair, face numb, watching Seinfeld while this guy was like just pulling teeth out. I was like, I thought there'd be some like more romantic sort of procedure to it, but literally just getting in there with pliers and just yanking the thing out, And I feel like everyone had a rite of passage in their 20s. Have
Yeah.
that happening. Here I am in my 40s, getting my wisdom teeth pulled out. It was really horrifying and visceral, and it was a nightmare. And I do not
Yeah.
recommend it.
For anybody. Yeah, it's pretty late to have your wisdom teeth taken out. I'm kind of shocked that you were awake. I mean, numb, obviously, but I'm kind of surprised that you were awake for that. I think I was maybe 17 or 18 when I had mine out, and I
Mm,
was numbed, and they gave me the anesthesia, but the anesthesia didn't fully work, and that was when I realized I need more anesthesia to
mm.
knock me out, and the Novocaine didn't even fully kick in until the procedure was done. So I was like half awake for a lot of it and feeling what was happening, and so that was pretty terrible. But I didn't
Wow.
get to watch Seinfeld.
No, they had a TV above my head. It was a really great episode where Kramer and Newman are trying to take the cans to get money,
Yeah,
and then Susan dies. It was really a great, a classic Seinfeld episode. I'm like laughing and also and
crying at the
feeling
same time.
horror. Very
Yeah.
much.
Oh, okay. So because of the wisdom teeth, maybe definitely no whistling. I guess. I'm trying to think of what we could do. Are you able to do something else or something with your hands, or any ideas? And I'll make the sound.
um, hmm.
This is the
I
stupidest
mean,
part of the show.
I'd like to hear a train whistle.
A train whistle.
Yeah,
How about hoo hoo?
that's good. Good
All
job.
right, that'll be the sound effect for the show. All right, the next word is flamen, noun from the 14th century. This is a priest, especially in ancient Rome. They were calling them flamens. There's not
Hmm.
so much information in the etymology, so maybe flamen in Latin just means priest. Have you ever heard this before?
No, I
You
have
mean
not
you
heard
weren't
that.
studying the ancient priests in Rome?
I watched about the first 2 minutes of Conclave today, so this morning, and I was like, I can't watch this. I
Oh.
don't care if it was nominated for an Oscar.
That's fair.
I
That's
can't
fair.
do it.
I did see it. It ends up being more entertaining than you might think,
Okay.
based on the general idea of what bishops choosing a pope. It does get more interesting. So, but if it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
I'll take your word for it. I was just sort of snowed in, so I was like, what can I do? Because I'm not at my home.
Yeah.
It's just a
Oh,
TV.
there's plenty of other good stuff out there. All right, yeah, I got nothing for flamin', a word I've never heard before. But let's now talk about this next fun word. Hoo hoo!
All
I hope there's
right.
somebody. I hope there's somebody out there listening. That would be hilarious. This is flamenco. It is a noun from 1896. Number one, a vigorous rhythmic dance style of the Andalusian gypsies. Also, a dance in flamenco style. And then quickly, we'll say number two, music or song suitable to accompany a flamenco dance. Do you know? Have you ever seen this live, or I'm sure you've at least heard of it?
No, me and my girlfriend and I went to Spain in August.
Cool.
So our last night of the trip, we had planned on a trip to a flamenco spot in Madrid. But she wasn't feeling too well, and I didn't want to go by myself, so we just skipped it. And she slept,
Mm.
and I watched Get Out at the hotel room.
I mean, that's a pretty fantastic movie. It's
Yeah,
no
yeah, it was really
flamenco
good.
dancing.
No, that would have been amazing because I love the sound of the acoustic guitar and the dancing. It
Yeah.
probably would have been really nice for me. But I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to go out by myself. So it didn't.
Yeah. That's fair. You love the vigorous rhythmic dance style. That's I love that combination of words.
Oh, that's good. These guys who write the dictionary, they really got away with words.
Oh yes. Sometimes maybe too much of a way because I get very
Mhm.
confused on some definitions. I
It's just
think
one guy.
yeah, one guy who just wrote the whole thing. This is
Oh.
fine. Let's see. This is a Spanish word, flamenco, which it means of the gypsies. That's what flamenco means?
Hmm.
Interesting. Literally means Flemish. Also from Middle Dutch Vlamink, which means Fleming. So I don't really know anything about Fleming Flemish. Is that what part of the world is that from?
Flemish.
I want to say Europe somewhere,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure. I should look it up. Um, but of the gypsies, so I don't know. Are there still gypsies around? Oh,
I'm not
Belgium.
sure. At least not maybe in parts of Europe. I mean, there are
Yeah.
people who like kind of practice the ideology of the gypsies in the United States. I don't think there's very specific communities. Maybe.
Yeah, it sort of feels like a term, a word that maybe we shouldn't be using anymore. I feel like I've heard that.
Right.
Um, yeah, Flemish is a language ethnic group of people native to Flanders, Belgium. It's a West Germanic dialect of Dutch, so that's the area we're talking about. And I guess there were gypsies over there too. It seems like a weird combination of things. Then it became Spanish, and it's a yeah, fascinating. Way
When
more
was this
interesting than I would
dictionary
have expected.
published?
Hmm?
When was this dictionary published?
When?
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little old.
Right. No, I mean, if you're looking at a dictionary from like 1896, then there might be some outdated terminology.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my next project. Going through a very, very ancient. Actually, I do have one over here behind the monkey. There's a
Okay.
large dictionary from the 40s.
Wow.
Even that one feels very, very old. But yeah, something from the 1800s would be cool. Um, I got nothing else for flamenco. How about you?
I think I'm good with flamenco. I mean,
Tapped
made me
out.
think of the Counting Crows Mr. Jones song.
I
There's a
mean,
part about a flamenco dancer.
yeah,
She dances while her father plays guitar. She's suddenly beautiful. We all want something beautiful. Oh man, I
that's
wish I was beautiful.
that's perfect. I think you should now try to come up with a song for every single one of these entries.
I mean, maybe I could do that.
You might be able to. Let's see how far he can go.
Right.
Uh, all right. Woohoo! That was a weird train whistle. The next word is flame out. One word, noun from 1950. Number one, the unintentional cessation of operation of a jet airplane engine. I definitely don't want my jet airplane engine to flame out
No.
unintentionally. That seems scary. Number two, a sudden downfall, failure, or cessation of I don't know. Can you think of like a person or something that flamed out? Um,
Mm.
well, number three, a person whose successful career ends abruptly. I'm sure there are plenty of people. I'm trying to think of somebody who flamed out that we've
Well,
just
I mean,
never
any
heard from
sort of
again.
celebrity or success story that suddenly goes away is, you know, man, I don't know how to say this. I mean, we see that a lot, right? If somebody,
Yes, we do.
because we've got our eyes on everybody right now, or in the last 10 years, everybody sees everything that you do. So immediately, as soon as you do anything that's not considered healthy to the public or to yourself or to others, your flight is out, right?
Yep, yep. There's a chance you're going to be done, canceled, whatever it is. Yeah. It is interesting that it's that third one says ending abruptly. But I guess number two was a sudden downfall. I guess I sort of thought it as being a more gradual process, but yeah, this makes it seem like it's a ooh, that was a quick end, flame out. All the flames are gone. Your celebrity flames are done and you are out of here. Hmm. Well, there's another flame out. Whoo-hoo! This sound effect is changing. Flame out. This one's two words. It's an intransitive verb from 1951, and it is to fail spectacularly and especially prematurely. Hmm. I do appreciate the spectacularly part in there. Again, I wish I could think of like a good example of somebody or something that flamed out, but of course I can't think of anything in the moment.
It just makes me think of something that they could use in that new Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, with the what's his name? The
Flame
torch?
on, flame out.
Yeah. Flame on. I didn't watch the trailer with audio. I just watched the visuals and
Hmm.
I don't know. Looks interesting. I like the new style.
Yeah, I mean, I've been burned out on Marvel movies for a while now. I don't think I'll go to the theater to see one. I don't care if the cast is great. You know, like Pedro Pascal
Yeah.
uh, I like his work, and but yeah, I mean, I have so little interest, and they keep making these trying to redo these same movies over and over again because they have to keep their rights, right? They don't make a movie every two or
Hmm.
3 years. That's why there's a new Spider-Man movie every 2 years.
Yeah.
So flame
How
out. I want to
many
flame out for Marvel. I want to see filmmakers make new movies. I want an audience to get excited about something that hasn't been done before.
Yes. Originality, something new, not a sequel, not based on something else, not a friggin' franchise.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, it would be huge if Marvel flamed out for sure in some form. Were you a reader of the comics? Did you follow those?
No, I didn't. I wasn't a comic.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, my comic was The Far Side, Bloom County, um, Calvin
Calvin
and
and
Hobbes.
Hobbes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, those were absolutely mine too. Okay, I knew I liked you for a reason. All right, let's go to the next one. Hoo hoo. Um, that sound is a little bit like I don't know if I want to say this spoiler. There is a scene in Twin Peaks, you will know this probably, where there is a certain character who is in a jail cell who's making a
Mm,
lot of
yeah.
he's talking a lot and making a lot of sounds and I think that hoo hoo it kind of shows its face at some point. And I think does he say
Right.
that means yes?
Yeah. I think he's, I don't know. I know what you're talking about. I mean, I think a specific reference to the train sounds throughout the series.
Yeah, well there's that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So you go back,
Um
you watch Eraserhead. They use that. There's that train sound in Eraserhead, which is then
mm,
used in The Elephant Man
mm,
and then in Twin Peaks a lot. It's the same sound effect.
that's interesting. I only saw Eraserhead once and Elephant Man, I guess I only saw that once too. I need to go back to those for sure.
But if you watch Brian De Palma's Blowout,
Oh,
he uses that same sound effect in Blowout.
huh.
There's a scene where John Travolta pulls up and parks his car outside this house and he's running inside. And then you hear that same freaking sound effect that they use that Lynch used throughout his career.
That's funny.
There's must be some like sound effects database that
Yeah,
they're all pulling from.
it's like the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
They just all have access to it. Okay, I will keep an ear out for those.
Yeah.
The next word is flame. I guess you'd pronounce it photometer. It's photometer, but it's flame photometer. Noun from 1945. It is a spectrophotometer in which a spray of metallic salts in solution is vaporized in a very hot flame and subjected to quantitative analysis by measuring the intensities of the spectral lines of the metals present. Flame photometric is an adjective and flame photometry is a noun. Did you understand that at all?
Sort of. I actually, of all the things on here, that's the only one I looked up.
Okay,
ahead of
okay.
time. I think it's like a camera flash.
Ah, interesting. A spray of metallic salts. I need to sort of reread it to myself. Spray of metallic salts in solution is vaporized in a very hot flame and subjected to quantitative analysis by measuring. So, like, what's the point of it?
It's
They do
not.
this hot flash to these chemicals. Yeah.
It's not a camera flash. I mean, it is a scientific machine that looks very futuristic.
Oh, did you
I
looked up a picture?
I suggest that everyone look it up. It looks almost like it's not real, like it's surreal, like something you could use
I
in a sci-fi movie.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's just sort of like a weird little box that you'd see in a lab, I guess, right? The flame photometer, and I guess there's you put the stuff, you put the solution in the thing. I don't know, maybe there's older versions. I'm the ones I'm seeing are they look more like 80s, 90s. And then there's a hot flash, and then it does some it creates a chemical reaction to the chemicals, the metallic salts, and then you can measure the metals inside of it. I don't
Mm.
This is beyond my level.
I kind of want one just to make a prop out of it, but they cost
Yeah.
like $6,000.
Oh yeah, that's too much. That's too
Go
much.
fund me, everybody.
Yeah. Johnny needs a flame photometer.
I don't. I don't need one.
Well, hopefully it's small, but yeah, way too expensive. Um, all right, next. Hoo hoo. We've got flame proof. Adjective from 1886. This is resistant to damage or burning on contact with flame. There will be no damage from the flame if you are flame proof. I wish I was flame proof. Flame proof is also a transitive verb, and flame proofer is a noun. Have you ever had to flame proof something or had anything to do with flame proofing?
No, not personally. My cousin's husband decided to test the constraints of his grill. He's an
Ooh.
engineer, so his first thought is, does this really work? So he tried to burn his grill enough to get the temperature high enough where it just met the threshold of this grill, and it wasn't accurate. I mean, it burned the inside and the outside of the grill before it even reached that peak temperature point.
So the people who made the grill, uh, said that it will withstand this temperature, and of course, you can always rely on an engineer to try and break something to test the limits of something. And so, before it even reached that maximum temperature, it burnt out. It got messed up.
Yeah,
Wow. So a grill is definitely flame proof to an extent, but
right.
this one was not to the extent that they claimed it was. That's fascinating. Hmm.
Gotta
There's
call
a
the
little.
manufacturer and complain.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I would be shocked if he didn't. There's a little part of me that sort of wants to do that stuntman thing where you like get all dressed up in the flame proof suit and the mask, and you put the gel on and everything, and just even just on my arm just to see what it would be like. But only for like 2 seconds. It would be
That
kind
might
of crazy.
that might be fun until it's not.
Yeah, fun for just a little bit, and then I'm like, all right,
I mean,
it's hot. I don't like this.
have you been burned before? Like, have you ever
Yeah.
reached down and grabbed a grill on your stove, or
No, I'm not that stupid.
just maybe you were groggy in the morning and you're like, you know what?
Oh,
This
yeah.
egg yolk just fell underneath the grate of the stove, and the best thing I can do is just pull up the
Right.
grate, pull it up.
I I have definitely touched hot things that I should not have touched.
Yeah.
um, I actually have a little burn scar here from our air fryer. I was like,
Mm.
oh yeah, that sucks. I am not flame proof. I learned that the hard way.
Yes, humans are not flame proof. We're fragile.
So fragile. It's so sad. Well, relatedly, we have hoo hoo, flame retardant, 2 words with a hyphen, adjective from 1947. This is made or treated so as to resist burning. This one feels like you're still going to get a little burning on this flame retardant thing, but I'm trying to. The flame proof is more flame proof than flame retardant, I suspect. What do you think?
Hmm.
Flame
You're
retardant says
talking
it will
about
resist.
almost 100 years between those flame proof and flame retardant. So,
Yeah. Resistant to damage or burning in
I
contact
think
with flame.
at some point they started to make these like exterior doors that had to meet a certain quota. So they need a new language to make that happen, right? So like an interior door doesn't need to be flame retardant. It can be flame proof maybe, but not flame retardant. So like an exterior door has to be flame retardant.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know the specifics of that. Hmm. It's yeah, it's I mean they seem definitely very very similar idea. Made or treated to resist burning. Flame proof is resistant to damage or burning. Hmm. We'll never know. There's no way to find this information. Do you I wish I had something that was flame retardant or flame proof here. I don't think so. I think all of this stuff will go up in flames if I burned it.
Oh yeah.
Your house, your head house, definitely looks like it needs to stay away from the flames.
Oh yeah. No, this is just fabric and some craft board, paper, glue, all sorts of fun stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it'll definitely be lit on fire. I think there could be some cool short video to light this thing on fire while it's still on my head.
Ah, yes, that would be so cool. Or maybe you could just um, composite your head in there,
Yeah, yeah,
shoot it separate. That would be
yeah.
the smart thing.
Okay,
Yeah, that would
not
be
as
cool.
smart, maybe.
It'd be cool to shoot that in slow motion, some slow motion
I like to take
flames.
chances,
Yeah,
as we were talking about earlier. Taking
right.
chances, right?
Grabbing
For
hot
art.
grills. It's for the art. Oh, that would be cool. You could build a little thing behind your head or on top of your head that releases a little smoke out the chimney. That would be kind of cool.
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, little tube or something. Okay. Hoo hoo. Next we have flame stitch. 2 words, noun from 1936. This is a needlepoint stitch that produces a pattern resembling flames. Do you do any sewing or anything?
No, I mean I grew up with it, but I wasn't good at it. So
Yeah. It seems like your mom, if she's crafty, then she might be aware of this one.
yeah.
I definitely don't know my stitches, so I was not aware of this flame stitch. It sounds really cool. I love the fact that this exists, that there's a stitch that you can do that will make it look like it's a flame. I kind of want to look this up. It can't be that complicated. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, it's just like this sort of jaggedy pattern. I mean, hey, let's say it. It looks like some of that looks like a chevron, which is a big
Oh, a
thing in
little
Twin
bit.
Peaks.
Absolutely. And
Yeah, some of these
fire walk with
examples.
me.
Yeah,
Use of
always
fire
bringing
and
the.
flame and smoke throughout that series. That's yeah. I mean
Yep.
that's definitely on purpose.
David Lynch was a big fan of the fire and smoke, I think. Interesting. Flame stitch. All right, I'll try and keep that one in mind. That could be a fun art project for you. When you're bored, when you have nothing to do, make some flame stitches.
Yeah,
Uh,
after April 1st, I'm gonna have a lot more time.
yeah. Oh, I feel that same thing that you do of like always needing to stay busy and have something going on, and I sometimes kind of overbook myself a little bit, and I feel overbooked right now, but it's
Mhm.
mostly my own fault. All right, next word. Here we go. Hoo hoo. It's flamethrower. Noun from 1917. Number 1, a device that expels from a nozzle a burning stream of liquid or semi-liquid fuel under pressure. And number 2, a pitcher who throws hard, or also just a fastball pitcher.
Wow. Baseball.
Yeah, baseball. Do you follow the baseball?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, I know that they throw those fastballs, and they're like, "Oh, you're throwing those flames." That's what they say.
I've never heard that. Throwing
I don't know.
flames.
I love that this was invented in 1917. That feels there. Somebody was like, "We need a way to shoot flames out of something." Probably World War I was related.
No good.
Did you? What's the Quentin Tarantino movie, Inglourious Bastards?
I was thinking the same thing, but it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
There's definitely that one, but I feel
Yeah.
like there was a flamethrower in Inglourious Bastards too.
Really?
I could be mistaken. I know that there are flames, but you're right. Maybe I'm just mixing up my Brad Pitt movies. and Quentin Tarantino, actually.
Right.
Can you remind us of the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood scene with the
It's just
flamethrower?
a cutaway where they're showing a reel of I literally have this book sitting right in front of me. Dalton's DiCaprio's character shooting Nazis with a flamethrower. It's made to look like a grindhouse movie from like the late 60s.
Yeah, but then he uses it later. It's an actual working flamethrower that he has, right? Do you remember that scene?
No, I think right. It's when his buddy Brad Pitt is killing the Manson family.
Oh, yes, you're right. Brad Pitt pulls it out.
Yeah.
And there's the
right.
woman in the pool. Is that what it was?
Oh, I don't know.
I only saw it the one time, so I could be misremembering it, but I do remember, yeah, there's a quick shot of somebody getting just torched with that during that scene with the Manson people. I feel like that's
Yeah, I
what
watched
it
it
was.
like 1.5 time. So I watched it one time and then I watched it a half time. And then I went back and was like, well, I can't just not watch the whole movie. So I watched it half again and didn't finish it.
You watched the same half again?
I just watched the first half twice,
Oh man.
thinking it would be a disgrace to just kind of try to figure out where I left off. But mostly because I forgot that my Blu-ray has a skip in it and about the middle, and it just won't play afterwards. And I was like, well,
Oh
how
no.
else am I going to watch it?
So then you're stuck. You can't watch the rest of it. You can't watch the flamethrower scene. I feel like we sort of have to call out. I mean, we don't have to, but Musk's company, the Boring Company, made that flamethrower.
Mm.
I'm baffled by that. I wonder how many they sold.
I don't know. I have no intention on buying a flamethrower.
No. It's an interesting idea, but yeah, not very practical. All right. Next one. Hoo-hoo. Flame tree. Noun from 1860. This is any of several trees or shrubs with showy scarlet or yellow flowers. As a tree of southern Australia with panicles of brilliant scarlet flowers. The species name for that one, I will try to say this. It's Brachychiton aciferiifolium. Aciferiifolium. That's of the family Steruliaceae. And then B, the synonym is Royal Poinciana. I'm going to guess that just like me, you don't know trees like this.
No, not really.
It sounds like it looks pretty cool, though. I'm guessing it's the scarlet and the yellow leaves. Ooh, yeah. This looks like a tree during the fall, but I guess that the leaves are like this all the time. It's just bright red. They're like, oh my gosh, that tree has flames. But it doesn't.
I've seen trees like that, but I feel over the last couple of years, I haven't seen it as much because fall has seemed to happen like really quickly.
Yeah, although I feel like this last fall it felt sort of stretched out. I don't really know why, but I was like, "Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of really cool trees for a longer period of time." But you're right.
Hmm.
Usually it's like a week and it's done, which is so sad.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll post a picture of a flame tree on the social media.
I want to see that.
Yeah, check it out in like 2 months when I get around to it. Whoo hoo! Next word is flaming, adjective from the 14th century. Number one, resembling or suggesting a flame in color, brilliance, or wavy outline, as in the flaming sunset sky.
All
Also,
right, that's some good
flaming red
imagery right
hair.
there.
Yeah. I love a good sunset or sunrise that's all oranges and reds and purples. Those are the best.
Yep.
Flaming red hair. Who is the first person you can think of with flaming red hair?
Oh, easy. Little Orphan Annie from the great 1983-ish musical with Aidan
Yes.
Quinn. Is that right?
Was Aidan Quinn? Was that? Ooh, there. He's making his set red.
There we go.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I know who else? Carol Burnett
Carol
and
Burnett, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, the fantastic Tim Curry. And who plays Daddy Warbucks? I know his name. It is Daddy Warbucks. I can't remember. I saw that movie when I was a kid, but hadn't seen it until literally like last year. So we did a reminder watch of that one. That's a fun movie.
It's great. I had a poster. I had the Annie poster in my childhood bedroom.
Nice. You
I,
you
I don't
you
know why. Did my mom get it for me? I don't remember, but
you were just a huge fan. I think that's what it was.
I was. It
You
was my
you loved her
favorite
so
for
much.
sure. Yeah.
Number two for flaming is being on fire. The synonym is blazing, as in a flaming torch,
Oh my God.
like the Olympic torch, I guess. Um, ooh, I just shot some slow motion footage on my phone of the fireplace at my parents' house. I just got real close and I got some really cool flaming flames in slow
Oh, that's really
motion.
cool. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, I like it. Number three for flaming, the synonyms are intense and passionate, as in flaming youth. That's interesting. Um, uh, it, I don't get that one.
I
Flaming
mean, I get
youth.
the intense and passionate part. I mean, I think the
Yeah,
example is maybe outdated, but we can be anybody.
yeah. I don't fully understand that phrase, flaming youth. The youths, those young people, are so intense and passionate. I mean, yeah, they usually are, but haven't heard it used. I think of I don't know, flaming love, intense and passionate, something. Hmm. A relationship.
Hmm.
Number four, this one is used as an intensive, as in, oh, this is a good one. You flaming idiot. I don't think I've ever heard somebody call somebody flaming something in this context, but I do love it.
You're like an intense idiot. I kind of like, I like the idea of that phrase, but I don't think I could ever say it to anybody.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Um, there's
You idiot.
you flaming idiot. I feel like I want to figure out a way to use this word somehow in that way. Use it as an intensive, just to intensify the situation. Oh, you're such a this thing. Well, let's throw flaming in front of it just to make it even more intense. That's great. Flamingly is an adverb. Uh, there's another way that people use this word sometimes that was not in here. It might not be the most respectful way, although I think some people would take it as a badge of honor. Sometimes when people are talking about maybe a gay man. They may call him flaming. But yeah, again, I think it's more of like maybe they can say that about themselves these
Mhm.
days. Not you can't necessarily call that somebody. I don't know. What are your thoughts on
Well,
that
no,
one?
it still falls into being intense and passionate about something.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely related for sure. I think sometimes they take it to another level. If somebody's, especially if they're being like derogatory about it,
Right.
um, yeah, it goes a little bit further than that, possibly. Um, all right. Ooh, we got a good one coming up here. Hoo hoo! It's flamingo. This is a
Mm.
noun from 1565. It's a long definition. Do you know what a flamingo is? Have you ever seen a flamingo?
It's pink.
It's pink, and I see you're
Pink
trying to
bird.
make your light pink. It's coming. These are any of several large aquatic birds with long legs and neck, webbed feet, a broad lamellate bill resembling that of a duck, but abruptly bent downward, and usually rosy white plumage with scarlet wing coverts and black wing quills. And the family name is something I can't say. Phenicopteridae, something like that. Um,
Hmm. Now, this goes back to these writers who are writing these entries. I mean, they must have like really got into this. Like they were probably really flaming about this.
oh
They're
yeah,
like, we have to, this has got to be the best description because flamingos are amazing.
yeah, yeah. They are the most flaming birds, I think, and yeah, they got to make a
Absolutely.
flaming definition.
Absolutely.
Um, do you well like what do you know about flamingos other than just their physical features? Do you know much?
It's the pop culture references, the pink flamingos, the lawn ornaments, you know. When I was a blossoming film fan, got into John Waters movies. Of course,
Yeah,
Pink Flamingos is on the top of the list for the cult classic. A movie I have not still have not seen all the way through. And I was waiting, where are
I
the flamingos?
yeah, I also don't think I've ever seen that movie at all. I'm aware of a little pieces of the film because, like you said, it's such a cult classic. But yeah, that's one of those movies that I absolutely need to see. Um,
I got to meet John Waters a while back, which is pretty
oh,
cool. He's a
cool.
nice, very, very lovely person, very funny storyteller. And I've seen all of his movies all the way through, except for Pink Flamingos, his most famous movie. I did not get through it.
Yeah,
It was
is
it's challenging.
I can imagine. Do you know is that his first one?
Pink Flamingos? No, not at all.
Okay, for some reason I
I don't
thought it
think
might
I
be.
could tell you his first movie. I know there's like Female Trouble with Divine is
Mm,
one of the first ones. That might be his first like 16 millimeter movie. I know there were some shorts that he did for like that
yeah,
same group of people.
yeah. He's a very fun filmmaker. I still have to see a number of his movies, but he's a good one. Um, the only I think interesting. Well, no, there's two facts I know about flamingos. They have their pink color because they eat uh why am I blanking on what they're called? Um, shrimp. I think they eat a lot of shrimp or similar
Mm.
creatures, and that's where they get their color from, which is so strange that that happens. Um, and their beak is turned downwards because they eat with their heads upside down in the water. They stick their heads down from a standing position, and that's why their beaks. So when their beaks are underwater, they're pointed up, and they're able to grab stuff or whatever. I don't know. They're such a strange, weird bird.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're very
and I
weird. And if you see them, like I've seen these nature shows, and we see the flamingos as being very beautiful, but like if you see them like in nature, they're not always very beautiful. It's very like it can be very dirty, and it's like
mm,
this mix of like dirty colors of pink. I mean, there's probably a metaphor in there somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's not everything that is beautiful is as beautiful as you think, or something. Um,
Right.
and of course, they love to stand on one leg. I wonder how that whole thing about putting the flamingos in the lawn, either like 50 of them for a birthday or just a couple of them. I wonder where that came from.
I don't know.
Such, it's such a weird thing. I thought you might know, but I guess
I
I
don't. I
guess you're
don't
the
know.
wrong one. And now I'm seeing people do like black flamingos. If you're like over the hill, they get a bunch, or like skeleton
Mm,
flamingos. They'll
interesting.
put those in lawns. Yeah. Well, this word has a similar etymology to flamenco. It's from the obsolete Spanish flamengo, which is now flamenco, which literally means Fleming Germany. We got more information there. It says it's conventionally thought of as ruddy complexioned. So, what does that mean? Are they saying that the people in Fleming Germany had ruddy complexion? And what even is ruddy complexion? Do you have any thoughts?
What a ruddy. I don't know what ruddy. Reddish. It's like a
Yeah,
reddish
maybe.
complexion. Maybe they didn't have a word for pink.
Yeah, or maybe if the Germans are always drunk, they've got pink or red cheeks. I don't know. That's a
Yeah, that would
very
make sense. Ruddy. Ruddy. Are you ruddy? You are very ruddy.
yeah. It's probably how they said it too. Yeah, that's a very weird etymology. I'm a little confused by that one. Um, Anything else about flamingos? Oh, the house is coming off. I think he's done with it.
Yeah, it's a little heavy. The neck. It's a
Gets
little
tired.
strained on the neck, but
Yep,
we can
yep.
put Willem Dafoe back in his place. Oh,
There you
maybe.
go. I was impressed that you had it on for as long as you did. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Hoo hoo. Man, this is not a train sound anymore. I don't know what it is. It's just me going hoo hoo.
It's a train. It sounds like a train to me. I get
It's
it.
definitely. All right. The next word is flammability. Noun
Mhm.
from 1646. This is the ability to support combustion, and especially a high capacity for combustion. Uh, do you ever like play with fire or exploding things in your projects, your films, or anything like that?
When I was in high school, I did the series of little art pieces for my senior studio class. Um, I made these little sculptures where I like took the heads of different toys and put them on Barbie. It's sort of a combination of like that little kid from Toy Story.
Yep,
And
seen.
then we had gone on a senior studio field trip to the Museum of Contemporary Art, or to the Art Institute. It was my first time in Chicago ever. This is probably 1996.
Oh, cool.
And I cannot tell you the name of this artist, but that's a really cool display where this person had used taken actual bird heads and sewed them onto like stuffed bird bodies.
Wow.
So I was inspired by this thing. And I figured, oh, my art teacher took us to the Art Institute, the MCA, and that, we should be doing like sort of edgy things. So I wanted to do something edgy. But so I did these sculptures where I ripped open like a beanie baby and like filled it with like screw nails and screws and such. And then I took this my sister's Little Mermaid doll and made a little T-shirt for it and hung it up on a cross. And I guarantee you, I had not seen any sort of David Lynch or John Waters movie before I did this. This came out of my own head. And I took it to the backyard and I set it on fire and filmed it.
Nice. What were you using to
Parents were
film it?
very worried.
Your parents were worried.
Yeah, they were pretty worried there for a minute. We had to have a talk about it.
I think that a lot of young boys, especially, experiment with blowing things up and setting things on fire. That's not abnormal.
Right.
You're just
I
trying
mean,
to figure out.
I turned 18 my senior year of high school, so I was not that young, but
Yeah, true, true. What were you filming that with?
oh, I think I had a high eight camera.
One of those little tapes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got this one. It's a DV tape. They don't
Oh
make
yeah,
these anymore.
bigger. Right, bigger than the DV tape, but
I
smaller
thought I
than
had
the
a high eight tape
VHS.
somewhere. I've got a cassette.
Yeah, I've got some of those somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, your Little Mermaid had some flammability when she got set on fire. I would love to see that footage.
I got it. I've got it somewhere. I'll upload it.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you.
that's awesome. Okay. Next is flammable. Adjective from 1813. This is capable of being easily ignited and of burning quickly, and flammable is also a noun. Real quick, this is from the Latin flammare, which means to flame or set on fire. And that's it. And so many things are flammable. It's a big problem. Of course, the LA I think is still on fire. I don't really know the specifics of where that's at right now, but it's just it's so sad and so crazy how easy it is for things to just go up in flames.
Yeah.
I wish I were not so flammable. I wish that I could just go inside of a burning building and just save everybody and not have to worry about going up in flames. I don't know why I keep on going to the examples of me myself being set on fire or not. I don't know. It's always about me.
I mean, do you want to rescue? Do you need to like rescue somebody? Is somebody on fire? There's something
I
going
mean, if
on.
I
Can we do some therapy right now?
yeah,
This what
let's
you
let's
want?
do
This
some
is what you
therapy.
need. I'm a
Uh,
terrible therapist. I've read some Oliver Sacks, but that's about it.
I think that's enough. Um, no, I don't. I mean, obviously, I think it would be great feeling for anybody to save somebody, but no, it's not a thing that I think about all the time. I think fire is cool. I was never like an arsonist. It is a fascinating thing. I've always been fascinated by just watching fire, staring at fire, looking at the coals, doing their like cool glowing thing. But yeah, I want to avoid the fire at all costs if I can. Um, yeah, I don't know. Anything else to say about flammable?
Oh man.
Uh, there's those canisters of like hydrogen, oxygen, or whatever that I think younger people especially don't realize that like pure oxygen is flammable. So, right? Isn't that what it is? Like if it's
Are you
coming out of
talking
one of
about
those.
like the oxygen that you buy, like the special oxygen like cans you can buy at like the 7-Eleven? Like,
Right. Or like when if somebody who has like a lung issue and they're on oxygen,
oh right.
yeah, I think that's very flammable.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep your cigarettes away. In fact, I think there was a movie, wasn't there, where there was some character who was on oxygen but also smoking at the same time?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen this movie, but
Yeah. I can't remember where I saw that, but I feel like that was definitely in a movie somewhere. Okay, we have one more word for this episode. Hoo hoo.
all right.
It's the word flan, or of course some people will say flan, but that's definitely the American way to say it. So flan is the proper way.
Our first opportunity to get away from fire
The the first
is now
opportunity,
we're going to
yes.
talk about some disgusting dessert.
Haha, yes. This is a very divisive dessert, I think.
I'm not a
Um,
flan.
a fan, a flan,
I'm not a
a fan,
flan of
a
flan.
flan. Okay, this is a noun from 1846. Number 1A. An open pie Containing any of various sweet or savory fillings. I was not aware of that one. An open pie? Have you heard of that?
An open pie. I mean, I've seen a flan in a glass case where they belong, but yeah.
Yeah, it's this one. I don't know. It seems like a hand pie, but it's open. Yeah, this one's new to me. But we have 1B. This is the one that everybody thinks of. Custard baked with a caramel glaze or a caramel glaze, if you like to pronounce
Mm.
it that way. And
I mean, it
that's
sounds good.
so. What is it that you don't like about it?
I don't know. When I was in college, maybe when I was briefly in LA, and Chicago doesn't have this or didn't at the time, but when I was in LA, every restaurant had a letter grade on it, right?
Okay.
So my friend at the time was like, "Hey, let's go to a Mexican restaurant with a poor letter grade."
Wait,
So we went to like
specifically,
a
you wanted
restaurant,
to go to one with a poor letter grade. That was the
yeah,
goal.
because apparently they had the best Mexican food.
I mean, I could see it.
I mean, yeah, and we were there like 2 in the morning or something, some outrageous hour, and we were, a couple beers deep, probably more than a couple, and the very let's say this in a night in way in context, a very flaming waiter, let's say a very passionate,
Mm.
intense waiter, really wanted us to try the flan and would not leave us alone until we tried it. And I remember trying it and not liking it and really having to feel really bad to tell this man that I did not like this flan and I will never eat flan again.
Yeah.
And he probably still thinks about it to this day that he was defeated in that moment because he could not sell us this flan and we did not like it. At least I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
He was probably like, "Oh, this flan has gone bad. So now I need to pawn it off on these guys who have never had it before."
It's bad. He was trying to give us bad flan.
I mean, maybe it was bad. You haven't had it since?
No, I've not had flan since
I
2002.
I think it's time. It's been over 20 years. I think it's time to try a new one because maybe it was bad. Now, granted, it is a divisive dessert. Not everybody likes it. I'm sort of on the fence about it. I think that it's like it has an interesting flavor. And the consistency. I think that's one of the reasons why people don't like it is the consistency is a little bit weird. And I'm sure different places are gonna make it, but I don't know if you ever do try another one. I'd like to know what you think of it. It might be your favorite thing ever, and you had a bad one.
All right, well, maybe the next episode we need to go meet up at a restaurant and record some flan eating.
Yeah, yeah. Before this episode airs, at the very least, I think if you can get a video of yourself eating, trying a flan. There we go.
I'm gonna do that. I will do that. I will get a video of eating some flan. And I'll send it to you.
Find the best flan in Chicago. And wouldn't you know it, Johnny went ahead and did actually make a video. It's kind of like a short film. It's pretty arty. I think everything he's does is pretty artsy. So you are gonna see just kind of the end portion of his video. There's a little title and then the end portion. But I'm gonna put the whole thing up as an exclusive on my Patreon. Of course, the Patreon is only $1 a month. You get very early episodes, and every once in a while, you get an exclusive like this. So here, enjoy for the next couple of minutes or so a portion of Johnny Lange's video about him eating flan for the first time in probably 20 plus years.
This is a chocolate cake flan that I purchased at Artemio's Bakery in Wicker Park on Milwaukee Avenue, ironically, right next to the Taco Bell. I went in there and asked the young woman how it's made because my coworker told me that a good flan is made with cream cheese, and if you can just look at it, if it has a certain consistency, like a cream cheese, then you've got a good flan. So I'll tell you what, this chocolate cake with the flan on top, I'm not sure if I'm cheating or not, but it's pretty good. I can taste the chocolate cake more than the flan itself. The flan has sort of an eggy taste, not very sweet, but I definitely feel this sort of light texture to it. I can't say that I hate it by any means. I just, honestly, I find it to be a little bit bland. If I were to eat this flan by itself, I'm not sure if I would enjoy it. I did purchase a second flan that's just got a caramel coating on it and some sugar. My coworker told me that would be very tasty as well. But I have not tried that yet. So, I mean, this is me eating this flan, wondering to myself why I'm eating this entire flan and foregoing my dinner.
The last one for flan is number 2, the metal disc of a coin, token, or medal as distinguished from the design and lettering stamped on it. And I don't know what that one means at all, but maybe the etymology will help. This is from the Lower Latin flado, which means flat cake. It's of Germanic origin, akin to the Old High German flado, which means flat cake. That's what it is. So it's just a flat cake. It doesn't sound like a flat cake at all, though. It's a custard. It's not a cake. It's a terrible name.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. And maybe in addition to maybe there's a flamenco version of Laura's theme that we can play as well.
I bet there is.
Yeah, I want to hear that. All right. Now, since we finished all the words, you now get to pick a word of the episode, and I will quickly reread the word so you are reminded. We had flame cell, flamin', flamenco, flame out, flame photometer, flame proof, flame retardant, flame stitch, flame thrower, flame tree, flaming, flamingo, flammability, flammable, and flan. Which one do you like?
I'm going to go with flame photometer.
Flame photometer. What's the reason?
I mean, we didn't talk much about it, but it just seems like an instrument I will never need to use.
Yep.
And I like the look of it. Like I see this image of this flame photometer and I want to do something with it. It's inspiring in some way.
Maybe you can make your own, I don't know, out of cardboard or something. Take one of those Amazon boxes and make, because I don't know, what does it look like when you look up a picture of it? What does it look like to you? I want to make sure we're seeing the same thing.
Well, it looks like something you would have like on the dashboard of like the Enterprise.
Yeah, I could see that. It's got those buttons.
Yeah,
totally.
It looks like something from the 50s and 60s, and things were kind of designed that way anyway, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, curveball, didn't mention this before. Off the top of your head, do you want to sing a little song about flame photometer or just sing the words?
I could do like let's see what we got here.
Oh, he's got a guitar.
Flame photometer. The flame photometer.
Beautiful. I don't know how well the microphone picked up the guitar, but I could hear it a little bit, and it was beautiful. It was nice and chill. I never thought a flame photometer would sound so cool and chill, but that's fantastic. Great. That's it. Can you please retell everybody where they can find you, what sort of creative stuff they should be looking for from you, and what should they do?
Okay, you can go to Instagram, Johnny Lange Films on Instagram. You can check out the movie page, it's Split Personalities on Instagram. Split Personalities movie. YouTube, Johnny Lange Films. You can find some content, some videos I made over the last like 7 to 8 years. Short films, weird content, experimental, some narrative. Um, yeah.
Yeah. And
JohnnyLangeFilms.com is just right now it's just a little poster for my movie. I haven't really updated it.
yeah, the whole website thing is a whole other ball of wax. I need to get going on that myself.
Yeah.
Um, any other last words? Like, what's something that you want the people to know, maybe about you or maybe about the world? Something. What's a nugget of wisdom from Johnny Lange?
I would just say if you are passionate about something, if you're flaming about something, just keep going for it, keep at it. If it makes you happy, don't let anybody tell you not to do it. Just keep going and do your thing because as long as you're happy, you're going to produce good things, you're going to be a happy person, you're going to do good work.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that, and I always have to listen to my own advice when I say that too. Just be yourself, do your thing, and you'll be good. You'll be happy. And that's
right.
clearly what you're doing, and I love that. I love seeing your posts of like all this crazy stuff that you're doing, just having fun, doing music, doing films, all that. So keep it up. I can't wait to see the stuff that you do, and hopefully I will get to see your movie in the theater at Facets. Facets, right?
Facet Cinema. Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've never been there, so that'll be a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for everybody for checking out this show. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.